And then once you know those government priorities, what's equally important is to understand your rights. There's a lot of people in the community doing Know Your Rights presentations. I was very pleased to hear in terms of the borders are expressing frustration because it's clear that we have, equipped our community with our constitutional rights. It's not just the rights for immigrants, it's the rights for anyone who's physically present in this country. Therefore, they're having difficulty. They're having difficulty apprehending individuals because I will tell you more often than not during the first administration, the majority of the people who were apprehended by ICE was not because they had an arrest warrant or a search warrant for them. It was because out of nervousness, people would volunteer information. They would answer questions they didn't need to answer. They would explain that they weren't born here, that they entered without papers, that they don't have status. All of that information, those admissions basically are basically a way that the government can apprehend and detain and deport those individuals. If you're not going to do their job, then you have a better chance of being able to remain in the United States. So what are our constitutional rights? First and foremost, you have the right to remain silent, right? So you don't need to speak. You do not need to share any information. You don't need to answer questions. You don't need to sign any document that you don't understand. You also have the right to call your attorney. And it's really critical that if you don't have an immigration attorney, that you do not wait until you're apprehended or detained to find one. Please, please, please look for an immigration attorney now. Do not wait. And there's several reasons for that. For one, an immigration attorney that already has your basic information. They know whether you have children born in the United States. They know when you entered. They know how long you've been here. They know if you have any criminal history that you should be concerned about. They will be able to respond very quickly in the event of an emergency. So that's one benefit. So even if you know or you believe that you cannot legalize your status, that isn't the purpose. The purpose is really to be able to have someone that you can contact in the event of an emergency. Secondly, it's really important that you understand what your options are if you have any options. And so many times people don't understand that there are legalization opportunities. We've even had it where individuals can be US citizens and they've acquired it through their grandparent. So it's very important to be able to speak with an attorney as soon as possible. It's also very important to make sure and beware of notaries or people who may take advantage of immigrants during this time. I've heard that there's many attorneys who are charging upwards of $1,000, $1,200 for a Form G-28. You do not need to have that form in hand. I think it gives our community a false sense of security. What you need to know is that your attorney has the capacity to complete that form and submit it with ICE as soon as possible. One of the challenges is when someone doesn't have an attorney who's already aware of their history, is that family members will often schedule consultations. Sometimes they have to wait several weeks for an appointment. And often, whether it's a brother or a sibling, a parent, a spouse, they often don't have the details that an attorney needs in order to respond. They may not know the dates of when you entered and if you've ever departed. They know you might have been in trouble, but they don't know exactly when. So it's really critical for you to have that information in an attorney's hands well in advance.